Hey everybody, we're back on television. It is Tuesday, the 15th day of May, 2018. I am Dan Coons. This is Wake Up at Anchi Valley. It is a drop dead gorgeous Tuesday. And speaking of drop dead gorgeous, he's back.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, drop dead, but not gorgeous.
Our news director, Steve Hare. There you are. You're looking good. You're a handsome son of a gun. Steve Hare is back from his 3-day weekend, a relaxing and rejuvenating weekend. I hope you had.
Lovely weekend. We had the travel trailer out, headed up to Blue Shaston.
Oh, beautiful area up there.
Little RV park up there. I blew it past. Just you pass by it all the time on your way to Seattle, but I'd never stayed there before. But wonderful.
Yeah, it's a
little
beautiful
park
campground.
there.
Yeah.
Right on the Shaston Creek. Beautiful weekend. Kind of a funny little story, though.
Go ahead.
You know, we took Thumbelina.
Right.
Our
Thumbelina's their dog.
She goes with us wherever we go.
Sure.
And of course, being a managed RV park, they have their rules, meaning that you have to keep your dog on a leash at all times. So I did that every morning, but unfortunately she took off and I dropped the leash and she ran off and wanted to meet our neighbors because she's really kind of a very convivial dog. She's
Thumbelina, you go over to Steve and Lynette's house and the first thing she does is hop up on your lap.
Miss Congeniality.
Yeah.
She'll kill you with kindness. But anyway, she ran up to our neighbors and wanted to meet them and dragging the leash with her. And I said, well, you know, the sign said to keep your dog on a leash at all times, but it didn't say anything about holding on to it. So anyway, fast friends with my neighbors anyway. And
any skeeters up there?
no
That's
mosquitoes.
Good. That's really good.
Too early in the season for
Right.
that. But
it was probably running, so my guess is the creek is running fairly high and fast.
Really high,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact. And they're expecting it to probably increase in intensity as the snow melt intensifies here in north central Washington. But boy, they've been dealing with it up in the Okanagan, definitely.
Yeah, big time. It's a possibility. The record flood up in the Okanagan area, the Okanagan River in the Omak area, was set back in 1972. National Weather Service said they could get there. The odds are against it, but they're saying it's not out of the realm of possibility.
No.
They could go above the record flood that they had back in 72 up in that area, so we'll keep a close eye on that. The weather is a story. We're going to be in the lower 90s today. We had 88 yesterday. It was a warm day.
Yeah,
So.
had a great Mother's Day, but kind of ended sadly. We lost our longtime cat, Muggs. He died over the weekend. So
Yeah, well, sorry to hear about that.
kind of a bittersweet weekend, if you will.
But it's life goes on.
Yeah,
we turn
life
the page.
does go on. And
That's what we do.
Found a new cat.
Good.
Yeah, little Alice.
Already, just like that?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. We'll bring Alice into the station. We'll
I don't know.
I got 3 guests today in the guest segment of this program. Ron Brown will be dropping by in the first part of that from the North Central Washington Tech and STEM Showcase, which is this Saturday at the Pybus Public Market. Ron is one of the big wigs of the Wenatchee School District. He's also on the board of GWADA.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk to Ron. In the first part, we'll take a commercial break, and then a couple of seniors from the River Academy, Devin Schneider and Bryn Sherrill, will be here to talk about something really cool. I'm just teasing you on that.
Jam-packed with guests today.
Yeah, jam-packed with guests today, which I have no problem with. In fact, it's a jam-packed show. Steve has the news. I'll be dealing with sports. The Wenatchee Wild continue their quest for the RBC Cup. Game 3 of the round-robin tournament is this afternoon. We'll preview that. We have the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays, and everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. I can't wait to find out what Cameron's cat, our producer, chose today. She's been doing a great job on that. She throws in a little surprise here and there.
Can't lose with this weather, though.
No, you can't.
Is it hazy?
No, it's not hazy. It's still early in the day. I wouldn't call that haze so much. It's the highest humidity and the coolest temperature, so you get that. It looks hazy. It really isn't.
Well, look at the high water up there near Confluence Park.
Yeah. Well, we had an incredible shot of that. It's really up there. Of course, as you probably know by now, the 2 boat launches in our immediate area that are operated by the Chelan County PUD, the boat launch at Kirby Billingsley and the boat launch at the bottom of Rondo, are both still closed and will be for quite some time. There's a reason you close it. You can't get to it.
No. Okay.
I mean, it's Confluence, last I heard, that's the state park. They were saying that it's open, but you're launching at your own risk. That's what I heard. That's camera number 1 from the cross camera. Camera number 2 will take us to beautiful Rock Island.
Oh, look at that. There's the train heading north.
Yep. Boy, you have great eyes because I can't even make that out. Yep, about ready to cross the trestle there, isn't it?
There you are.
Yep. So we hear the train of comets rolling around the bend, and we haven't seen the sunshine since I don't know when, Steve.
I can't see if there's any Boeing fuselages on that shipment there.
No, I don't see one. Usually they're painted green.
Yeah,
you can see them clear as a bell. Good morning, Rock On, and thanks for joining us. Camera 3. Kat says, let's do a slow dissolve and see what's happening. I want to say that's Steins. That is
Steinsville looking west.
That's looking west towards the Peshastin area, the Dryden area. In fact, you can actually make out downtown Dryden. You can see the Dryden Hilton there. It just pops right out at you. And the Dryden Dome.
And the dome.
And the dome, the Dryden Dome. So good morning to Peshastin,
Where's
Dryden,
the
and
needle?
everybody.
I don't see the needle this morning.
Yeah, no, the Dryden Needle is actually, it's closed for maintenance and repair.
Okay.
So probably one of the iconic structures in beautiful Dryden is they get over like I think 1 million visitors a year visit the Dryden Needle. And camera number 4, we're going to see what's happening up at the lake. That's Lake Chelan. I want to say, is that Knobs? Yeah. That's Knobs. That's the farthest camera up lake that we have. So that's much more rustic up there than it is at the lower part of the lake. As you get closer and closer to Chelan, you see more houses and cabins and resorts and developments as you get farther up, and Knobs Hill is about as high up as our cameras get.
A little breezy up there.
It looks like it's a little breezy. You'll see, of course, more orchards and more little, that's the place where I like to go. When I go to Lake Chelan, I like to go as far up lake as I'm comfortable going. You get away from the choppy water. It's much more peaceful. There's all kinds of little areas to pull off in.
So is this on the north or the south side?
That's the south side.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's the south side. I don't know. No. Yes, it's on one of those. It is.
We're easily disoriented.
It is. It is. Just about 7 minutes after the hour, let's do your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. We get another day of this stuff.
Wow.
Sunny and warm for the rest of the day today, and really, Steve, into Wednesday for the most part. Things are going to change a little bit come Wednesday night. So, lots of sunshine today and a high of 91. They're going to call it partly sunny on Wednesday and a high of 86. Late in the afternoon, the winds are going to pick up because there's a slow-moving low-pressure system that begins to move into the area Wednesday into Wednesday night. By Wednesday night, we're going to cloud up. Could even see a raindrop or two. It's not in the forecast above 20%, so we don't have it up there graphically. 60 for the overnight low Wednesday night. And then Thursday, a slight chance of some showers, maybe a thunderstorm. Partly sunny skies Thursday for the Wenatchee Valley and a high near 82. Lots of clouds expected Thursday night and Friday. The best chance of measurable rain, Steve, is going to be Friday. We got a 50% chance of showers there. Mostly cloudy and a high near 76, which is still above normal, or normal high temperature for this time of the year is in the lower 70s. And then a very pleasant weekend. It's going to be sunny, but not too warm.
Have we had a 90-degree day yet?
Nope, we hadn't. We hit, let me look real quick, we hit 88 yesterday, so we haven't had 90 yet, but I think we're going to
Today could be the day.
I think so, because right now we're already at 59, and yesterday at this time we were at 56, so we're 3 degrees ahead of it.
Cooled off
and since
a
we
little
hit
bit.
88, my guess is we'll hit 91.
I got
think
up this morning, it was 61.
that's that's pretty mild.
That's pretty mild.
Yeah. In fact, right now, if you don't have air conditioning, now's the time to open up all the doors and windows in your house and let it cool down.
That's right.
And then when you leave for work, shut her down, and it should be fairly comfortable by the time you get home. 8 minutes after the hour. Speaking of fairly comfortable, you notice Steve's body language.
Kick back, baby.
Steve's going to do the news. Yeah, he's got the news, man. Steve with the news in 1 minute.
The hippy-dippy weatherman.
When we come back, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley is live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Golfers, register now for Cascade Medical Foundation's 16th annual golf tournament on Monday, June 18th at the Leavenworth Golf Club. Your registration of $150 per person includes 18 holes of golf and cart, all activities and contests, and lunch and dinner. A raffle and live auction will be held. All proceeds will support the lab at Cascade Medical Center. There are limited spaces available. Get your tickets now by registering online or give us a call today.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Here we are on a Tuesday. Steve Hare with you in the newsroom. Here's what's happening around north central Washington. Well, they finally got that highway reopened yesterday. A two semi rollover accident near the turnoff to Liberty on Blewett Pass, happening Monday morning, blocked both lanes of the roadway, closed down that highway for several hours. Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore provided these pictures to us. At around 10 o'clock Monday morning, a semi crossed over the center line, causing an oncoming semi to swerve to get out of the way. That semi then rolled into the northbound ditch. As you can see here, luckily, only minor injuries. It was driven by 65-year-old Bill Balcom of East Wenatchee. Now, he escaped unhurt. The other truck, driven by an Edmonds man, was carrying 10 to 15,000 gallons of liquid asphalt. That leaked onto the roadway, creating quite a mess. And Washington State Patrol Trooper Moore says it's still unclear how much of that liquid asphalt leaked onto the roadway, but again, the highway remained closed until after 5 p.m. yesterday afternoon, so a significant cleanup project there. But again, Blewett Pass has been reopened in both directions. Also, candidate filing week continues this week with 2 more names added to the ballot. Our own Dan Koontz has a recap for us from yesterday's filing period.
Bob Boogert of Wenatchee and Zachary Miller of Leavenworth filed papers today in their bid to replace Keith Gaynor for the Chelan County Commission District 2 seat. 2 other candidates have announced their intentions to run but have not yet formally filed. They are Sean Smith of Cashmere and Lee Duncan of Wenatchee. Miller is running as an independent, Boogert and Duncan as nonpartisan candidates, and Smith is running as a Republican. At least 4 candidates have emerged in the race to replace Kerry Condata in the state legislature. They are outgoing Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor, Winthrop physician Ann Diamond, and Waterville resident J.D. Greening. Gaynor, Harold, and Greening are Republicans. Diamond is running as an independent. We will be continuing our profiles of the candidates in the coming weeks here on the NCW Life channel leading up to the August 7th primary. I'm Dan Koontz, NCW Life News.
And from the law enforcement file this morning, one of the Moses Lake Police Department's new canines has done it again. Past Friday, police received a report of a stolen vehicle. The vehicle had a GPS tracking device installed, so the owner was able to tell deputies the vehicle was in the Warden area. Now, Police Department Deputy Tyson Boss and his canine Edo caught up to the vehicle in a short vehicle pursuit, then started up. The driver of the stolen vehicle, identified as Jonathan Davis, tried to drive off-road and the vehicle became stuck. Davis ran and was tracked by the canine, who was hiding in a truck near State Route 170 East and Road R5 Southeast. The vehicle was recovered. Nobody was hurt. But again, good work by Canine Edo and the Moses Lake Police Department there. Well, the Bitcoin moratorium in Chelan County has been extended to August now. That was a decision made by Chelan County PUD commissioners following a 2-hour public hearing yesterday in Wenatchee. The moratorium on new high-density load hookups was put in place back in March after a spike in cryptocurrency value prompted a virtual gold rush of applications for electrical service. Commissioners voted unanimously to extend the moratorium to August 6th to allow staff more time to plan out a course of action. State Superintendent of Public Instruction has news on, he's announcing actually, that nearly $1 million in grants were awarded to improve access to computer science and related educational programs in the state. The 2018-19 grantee list includes the Manson School District. It's receiving over $19,200. Ephrata School District will be granted over $49,600. Those grants allow districts, schools, and nonprofits to train teachers and provide and upgrade technology. Also, the grants expand computer science access to groups of students who have historically been underrepresented in computer science programs and careers. State grant funds will be matched equally by private sources, which effectively doubles the grant amount to $2 million statewide. With warmer weather on the way, area residents will be flocking to local rivers and lakes for a day of boating. Just remember, drinking and driving a boat affects more than just you. The decisions you make can impact others' lives greatly. So again, here's a short public service video provided by the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
I realized something was wrong when my family didn't get home at the time they were supposed to get home. You know, before my dad even told me over the phone what had happened to my mom and sister from his hospital bed, I almost already knew. This drunk driver, he decided to drink. He hit our family's boat, killed my mom and sister. Suddenly we were embroiled in a court case that lasted 3 years for the criminal side, 5 years for the civil side. It impacted everybody's lives deeply, and our family was shattered.
2 people dying, a man losing his house, his boat, and going to prison, and a family torn apart by tragedy.
And on a lighter note, this morning, we close out our morning news today with a little traveling music. Ramon Rivera, Mariachi Wenatchee, performed this weekend on the steps of Quest Field with a special guest conductor.
Someone dropped in a barber shop.
Always a lot of fun catching up with Mariachi Wenatchee. Boy, I'll tell you what, they put in a lot of road miles.
They do. They do.
They're all over the place. And again, correction, that's Century Link Field. Living in the past, Steve.
These corporate names change so often. You can't keep track of them.
Except locally.
Yeah, except locally. Town Toyota Center's been the Town Toyota Center since day one, so almost 10 years now, as a matter of fact.
Got more news coming up at 5 o'clock with Grant Olson.
Yeah.
NCW Live Evening News. And of course, for all the stories here and all the other information and entertainment, everything you need to get you through the day on our website at ncwlife.com.
Don't forget we have a Twitter handle. You're more than welcome to use that to get a hold of us. You can also go to our Facebook page and private messages. We post stories both on our Facebook page and on our website. You can just pick up the telephone and give us a call if you have a news tip. We're cool with that too.
Or just knock on the front door.
Knock on the front door.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. Have you noticed, you've been gone, Grant's lovely mug in the facade of the building?
I did not see that.
Yes, as you drive by on South
New
Chelan.
sign?
It's a big banner inviting people to watch our news, and it's a big picture of Grant Olson.
Well, better he than us.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know about that.
I don't know about that. 59 degrees outside of our studios, 91 our forecast high today. Little change in the weather Wednesday, Thursday, spilling into Friday, and then a beautiful weekend coming your way. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, sports, the obscure holiday today, and history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike Minardi's opinion, and our guest interview segment still to be had between now and 8 o'clock from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on LocalTel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter And like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Live channel.
And we are back on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's do sports. They had a day off yesterday in beautiful Chilliwack, British Columbia. Now they're back at it today. The Wenatchee Wild, of course, the RBC Cup tournament. The Wild are undefeated, 2-0. They'll take on 1-1 Ottawa. The Ottawa Junior Senators, that's an afternoon game at 2 o'clock. Ottawa began the tournament Saturday with a 2-1 overtime victory over Wellington. And they dropped an overtime game to Chilliwack on Sunday. The final there was 4-3. Wenatchee, of course, started out their tournament on Saturday by knocking off Chilliwack 2-1 in overtime. Then they beat Steinbach on Sunday. The final there was 4-3. The top 4 teams emerged from round robin play, advanced to the semifinals for a subscription fee. You can watch the game on hockeytv.com or head on down to the Columbia Valley Brewing at the bottom of 5th Street, and you can watch it there as well. You can listen to the action with our good friend Art Checker calling the action on Sunny FM 93.9. So let's catch you up to date with what's exactly going on in the RBC tournament, the Canadian National Championship. You see it on your screen there. It should be called the overtime tournament. Of the 5 games played so far, 4 of them have gone to overtime. Saturday it was overtime for Wenatchee over Chilliwack and for Ottawa over Wellington. Then Sunday, after the Wild edged Steinbach with our last second goal, Chilliwack beat Ottawa 4-3 in overtime. Then yesterday they only had one game, and that was Wellington beating Steinbach in overtime 3-2. After the Wild game this afternoon, by the way, Chilliwack will take on Wellington. Here's your prep schedule for today. Wenatchee hosts Davis, Walla Walla Point Park. It is girls softball in a must-win game for either team. Again, 4 o'clock, Big 9 District play-in game. The winner moves on. The loser, their season comes to an end. The other play-in game is West Valley traveling to Eisenhower. The winners of today's games meet in the first round of District Friday at 5 o'clock at whatever school has the higher seed. Eastmont and Moses Lake await the winner of that game Saturday in beautiful Moses Lake. Today is day 2 for the Big 9 Boys District Golf Tournament. It's being held at Apple Tree. Down there in Yakima. They'll tee off at 8 o'clock this morning. By the way, after day 1, Wenatchee has a 6-stroke lead over West Valley. The Big 9 Girls Tournament gets underway today at noon at the Elks Club in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. The 1A Regional Baseball Tournament begins today. Okanagan plays host to Colville. Cashmere travels to Chewelah. Both of those games start at 4:30. The winners advance to the state. For the loser, their season is over. Today is also the first round of the state 1A tournament for a couple of B schools. That includes Bridgeport playing host to Wahluke at 5 o'clock, and Brewster plays at Royal also at 5. Well, they were supposed to play the Mariner and Twins way back in April. They got snowed out, remember that? Then the makeup game last night was delayed by 2 hours because of rain, but finally the Mariners and the Twins got a baseball game in. Hits were at a premium. The 2 teams combined for just 10 hits. Seattle, though, came out on top, 1-0. In fact, the game remained tied at 0-0 for the first 7 innings. And then in the 8th, D. Gordon, who's been a great pickup, he led off with a double. He scored in a throwing error by former Seattle first baseman Logan Morrison on a sacrifice bunt by Gene Segura. Nick Vincent worked a perfect 8th. Edwin Diaz struck out the side in the 9th for the victory. James Pazos worked an inning of relief of the 7th. He got the win. The Mariners are back home tonight, by the way. They got the Texas Rangers in town. First of a couple of games. Mike Leake gets the nod from Safeco Field, and that is sports at 23 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday of the day today, you might notice that a lot of American flags, in fact almost all of the American flags, will be at half staff today. Today is Peace Officers Memorial Day, Peace Officers Memorial Day, which is always held on May 15th. It goes all the way back to 1961. Congress passed the law, and JFK signed it into law that proclaimed each May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week, whatever week May 15th falls on, is Police Week. Don't have the exact numbers. About 140 to 160 peace officers are killed in the line of duty each year. The National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. was what you see there. There'll be a wreath-laying ceremony a little bit later on today. Today is Peace Officers Memorial Day. So if you're wondering why the flags are at half staff, now you know. 24 minutes after the hour. Today in history, May 15th, 1905, 113 years ago. Happy birthday to fabulous Las Vegas. Las Vegas, founded on this date 113 years ago. 110 acres of beautiful downtown Las Vegas, which consisted of nothing, was auctioned off. It was the birth of Las Vegas 113 years ago. Las Vegas is home to more than half of the 20 largest hotels in the world. If you stayed in a hotel room, a different hotel room each night in Las Vegas, and you stayed in every one of them, it would take you 228 years to pull off that feat. As seen from space at night, Las Vegas is the brightest spot on Earth. And my favorite fact about Las Vegas, Frederick Smith, the founder and CEO of FedEx, had a major problem. The gasoline bill for his airplane fleet was $24,000. All FedEx had in the bank was $5,000. So Frederick W. Smith went to Las Vegas, gambled the last remaining $5,000 that FedEx had. In blackjack, he won $27,000, paid off the outstanding fuel bill before the creditors came and shut him down, and FedEx was saved because the CEO gambled whatever money they had left and won. True story. Happy birthday to McDonald's. May 15th, 1940, 78 years ago today, Richard and Maurice McDonald of San Bernardino, California, opened their little bitty restaurant called McDonald's. Last I checked, there are 36,899 McDonald's worldwide. It all started on this date 78 years ago today. Speaking of starting something, 77 years ago today on this day, March 15th, 1941, nobody knew it at the time. It was just a regular day for Joltin' Joe DiMaggio, the Yankee Clipper. He went 1 for 4 against Eddie Smith of the Chicago White Sox in Chicago, and although nobody knew it at the time, his 56-game hitting streak began with that base hit off of Eddie Smith 77 years ago today, considered one of baseball's unbreakable records. We got some birthdays for you on this May 15th. He was the mayor of Chicago for 21 years. That's a remarkable achievement. I'm talking about Richard J. Daley, who ran Chicago with an iron fist, terribly popular, was elected in 1955 and served all the way until he died in 1976, was never seriously challenged in any election. And unlike all the major cities of the Rust Belt, Detroit, Cleveland, Milwaukee, they all had a lot of problems in the 60s and 70s. Not so Chicago. And Richard Daley gets a lot of credit for that. The mayor of Chicago, if you will, Richard J. Daley, born in the state in 1902. It's only 62 seconds of film. It's the most famous 62 seconds of film anybody ever shot. It wasn't even shot by a filmmaker. It was shot by a dress manufacturer who decided to take the lunch hour and go watch the presidential motorcade go through Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas on November 22nd, 1963. He brought his Bell & Howell 8mm film camera with him, and Abraham Zapruder, a dressmaker from Dallas, captured the Kennedy assassination in what was known simply as the Zapruder film. Abraham Zapruder was born in the state in 1905. And George Brett, the American baseball player, is 65 years old today. He was a Yankee killer. I'm a Yankee fan, but boy, George Brett just ate the Yankee pitching staff alive back in the 70s and the 80s. 3,154 career hits, most all-time by any third base. One of only 4 players in Major League Baseball history to get 3,000 hits, 300 home runs, and a career batting average of 300. He is in the Baseball Hall of Fame, class of 1999. Happy birthday to George Brett. I respect him. I just wish he didn't bat so well against my Yankees. Going to take a quick break. Everyone is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion. Then we have 2 separate guest interview segments. First up will be Ron Brown. He'll be talking about the North Central Washington Tech and STEM Showcase, which is this weekend, this Saturday at the Pybus Puppet Market. And then Devin Schneider and Bryn Sherrill, a couple of seniors from the River Academy, will be dropping by as well. A couple of fascinating conversations. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wake Up in Anchi Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi everyone, Brent. Hey, don't mind, we're just making a commercial here, Randall. You're okay. Hi everyone, Brent here. Jeez. You're gonna love this. When you see this, come down and see us behind Nissan. I can do it. I can do it. The all-new 2018 Nissan. That's done, I'm done. We can't do it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee. Better performance, better proof.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your stoke?
Happy spring, Wenatchee Valley from Collins Fashions. We are so ready for your Wenatchee lifestyle special events and vacation time. Colorful tees and tunics, embroidered and colorful ankle jeans, capris and shorts from Not Your Daughters, Jag, Liverpool, French dressing, etc. Beautiful mom of the bride or groom dresses, sundresses too. New shoes and sandals from Soft, Bueno, Nicole, Naked Feet. Spring Brighton handbags and jewelry are amazing. Please stop into Collins and let us style and pamper you, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee, fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
It's a free walk-in job search assistance center. It is designed to help job seekers with the tools that they need to find a job. We have partnered with libraries in 5 other cities, providing the same types of services that we offer here, just there.
Just walk in, we have laptops, and we can help you with resume, cover letter.
All of our services are paid for by the revenues earned in our store. Goodwill is just a tool that the community is using to help their neighbors find a job. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. There's lots of theories about why people do what they do. And yep, I have one myself. Now, there's often 3 reasons for behavior. Particularly in our relationships, what we do is that we first do what we think will get us what we want. Second, we do what we feel justified in doing. And 3, we do what we're willing to risk the consequences for. But sometimes, though, those consequences are more than we bargained for. Before you do anything drastic or unpleasant in your relationship, be sure you fully understand the risks involved and what could happen if something goes sour. Believe me, that's how people have come to meet me, both in my job as a cop and my job as a marriage counselor. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion. Am I making sense? Yeah. Okay, all right. Sometimes I don't know.
The NCW Live Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Live Channel is your local TV station.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan.
And we are back at 34 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Pybus Public Market is where our communities meet, and it's where you want to be almost every weekend. This Saturday is no exception. It's the North Central Washington Tech and STEM Showcase. It is Saturday most of the day at Pybus Public Market, and here to talk about it is Ron Brown, who wears a couple of hats. First of all, are you the president of GWADA this year?
Yeah, I'm the president of the board.
Of GWADA, Greater Wenatchee Area Technology Alliance. He's also the director of instructional technology. Nobody really knows what that means for the Wenatchee School District. It's good to see you, Ron.
Good to see you.
I'm going to throw something out at you that you probably don't know because I just read about this morning online when I got up. The average college graduate, the starting salary for somebody with a 4-year degree is $50,000. It's kind of flat. The average starting salary for a college graduate in science, technology, engineering, or math, those 4 items, much higher. It's what you got to do if you want to make it happen.
And I would also say that beyond that, you don't have to do a 4-year degree anymore.
Right,
you know, a lot of the research is showing that a 2-year degree, just anything post-secondary, is going to help you. Anything in the fields of STEM, you're going to start in a better place.
In your line of work, are you getting kids earlier and earlier in their development, in their lives, saying, "Mr. Brown, I think I really want to get into this now. How soon can I get into this?"
Absolutely, it's definitely it's their generation. They are kind of driving it. We're holding them back in a lot of cases as the adults in the environment. So that's one of the purposes of this showcase, is to show our generation and older what's happening in schools and why it is different, why it might cost different, why it might look different, be graded different.
People are going to meet some really, really smart kids at these booths. Talk about what to expect Saturday. This is cool.
Well, we have 10 schools represented from around the region, far away as Quincy and Salt Lake, coming to the showcase. And you're going to see kids doing robotics. You're going to see kids doing a lot of computer coding. There's going to be lots of Legos in different booths, but they're not building with them necessarily. They're programming them. So they build a robot and they program it and they automate some things. So we have kids from 4th grade through seniors. A lot of the booths at the showcase, the kids kind of run it. The teachers are there, the staff is there, they hang out, and we want the kids to talk to adults that come by, community members come by and ask them questions, and just it's just the excitement. You just see on their faces how excited they are to learn, which is not something you can say about a lot of things they might learn in class.
How long have the kids been working on these projects? Do you know? Do you have a general idea? Some projects took longer than others, or
some of these aren't necessarily. Some of the booths are, a project that they had been working on for a while. Some of them are just kind of standard practice. Here's what we do in this particular class. Couple of the highlights are Foothills Robotics team from our after-school program there that went to Worlds. They're going to be there showing their robot.
Can't wait to see that.
The team will be there talking about how they got there and what the team building was to get there. So that's obviously a bigger project. But some of them are just kind of what they do every day. Some of our middle school, what's called Project Lead the Way classes, some kids are going to come and show how they've automated some robotics or they've programmed some things. And then we have cinematography, we have other kinds of computer program, game design, so where kids are making computer video games. You mentioned mariachi earlier on a segment, and Ramon will be there showing you how he uses the iPads.
Oh, cool.
In his middle school classes.
That could be problematic because Ramon is very shy. He's very much a wallflower.
He's so good in these environments, though, because he lets the kids just do their thing. He'll stand by the side and let the kids talk to the adults, which is really cool. So they'll be showing how to tune their instruments using their devices, which is kind of neat.
Well, it's going to be great for the kids, especially the younger kids, because they're going to learn how to interact with people. And if they're so proud of what they're doing and what they're talking about, from technology to Lego, they're going to want to talk about it with a great deal of excitement, a great deal of passion. Because let's face it, when you're 4th, 5th, 6th grade, your social skills are usually a little behind the
and I don't think these are hand chosen. These are the kids that are excited about these particular projects. So I think it'll be good for most of them to talk to the public. It's just a fun day. As you know, Pybus, on a Saturday, super busy. There's a kids thing outside. There's the farmers market. There's some kind of a run happening. So it's a crazy
We were there last
busy
Saturday,
place.
and it just had a great buzz about it.
So we're going to be in the event center too.
Okay.
So they're almost done.
Almost done.
Wrapping it up, and so we'll be in there with the museum will be there, and the regional library will be in there. So a lot of little kids stuff, so they can get their hands on some building and things like that. So we wanted some places for them to get their hands on.
Speaking of little kids, I've talked to Dr. Sue Kane about this. I've talked to Dr. Jean Sharon about this. I'll ask you: is there a point? Is it too early for kids to get into STEM? At what point do you want to start? Maybe introducing kids to STEM, science, technology,
I think at
engineering,
any time, because I think they're going to be naturally curious about the world around them, about the natural sciences, but also they grow up right now with a device in their hand. So if we can teach them how to use it in the right way for something different than Snapchatting and social media, and using for something positive to solve a problem. I don't think there's a too early of a time. You obviously have to get outside and play and ride your bike and do other things, but I think there's a time because they grew up with this device since they were born, and we didn't have that when we were young. So I think any oh yeah, we had Pong, and we had Atari.
Yeah, that was about it. Yeah.
There was no learning happening in either of those environments.
No, it was.
It was 100% play.
If you had, say, a 7th or an 8th grader, which seems to be about right, and summer vacation is closing in, and they're going to have some 3 months off of whatever, what would you recommend parents have the kids do that kind of leans towards STEM? Is there little projects they can do? Or?
Well, besides getting them outside and playing, obviously, I would say just getting them to start think about how to solve problems using it. That's the hard part. Kids love to do that. You just give them a problem and say, figure it out.
Yeah.
We don't have to tell them steps. We don't have to give them the how. We just have to say, this is an issue, try to figure it out. And there's a lot of local issues they can even think about. I know that's not very fun in the summer, but we have a coders dojo coming up for what Guada's partnering with a library. Once a month, maybe twice a month, we might start on Saturdays. You can come down and bring kids, and you have to know nothing, but you can bring your kids, and we'll have volunteers from the community coming down and helping kids how to learn what does coding mean, how do I program things, what does that look like. So there's some opportunities
there. So this
too.
thing Saturday is as much for curious kids as it is for curious adults?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's kind of a dual purpose. We love the kids to get excited as they see what could be happening when they get to middle school, when they get to high school, but also just the community to understand what kind of things we're trying to do in school. And it looks different. It costs more money. It's the electricity of today, Wi-Fi and these devices that kids are using. So
you've got some heavy hitters on your presenters here.
I want to make. I'm glad you asked that because we got a great support this year from our local community. Gigawatt's our supporting sponsor, so they footed most of the bill. They've been a fantastic partner. We have some students. My son actually doing an internship with them. They've been really good about trying to get youth understanding how to build a local workforce to fill some of these jobs that are in the area. Microsoft is a partner. Oath, which used to be, or now Verizon used to be Yahoo.
Okay.
They're a partner. Epson's providing some projectors. The Chelan Douglas County School Retirees, and our Apple STEM Network, which is a kind of a partner of GWADA.
One last question before I cut you loose. Ron Brown, again, is my guest, president of GWADA's Board of Directors for this year. He's also the Director of Instructional Technology for the Wenatchee School District. Instructional technology in your role for the Wenatchee School District, how much a role does technology play today and the every day to day going to school and learning things?
It's ubiquitous. It is everywhere.
Well, let's not get religion involved in this.
It's
that's a big word, Ron.
You can't.
Ubiquitous. That's a good one.
It's a great word for people to understand because I think we all experience it in our personal lives.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, we expect Wi-Fi. Everywhere we go, we expect connectivity. But yet, we still have classrooms where we don't necessarily expect that. We don't expect to. Why aren't they writing? Why aren't they handwriting? Why aren't they getting out the paper? Well, none of our jobs make us get out the paper anymore.
No.
So it's a different place. And 20 years from now, who knows what it's going to look like? So, instructional technology has everything to do with retraining teachers, getting them ready, getting them to meet kids where they're at, rather than where we were 20 years ago.
And you can't be afraid of technology. You
No,
just can't.
That's the hardest part for an adult, is to just let go, let the kids go. Nothing's going to break, or if it does, we have people that can fix it. Job security for the technology department to fix things that are broken.
It gets underway at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday at Pybus Public Market, the NCW Tech and STEM Showcase. Ron, it's good to see you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a couple of seniors from the River Academy, a pretty fascinating projects they're working on. That, when we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is GWADA TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week and let's get inspired.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Yamaha ATVs and side-by-side vehicles are proven off-road. Designed, engineered, and tested in the real world, they provide the best balance of off-road capability, comfort, and confidence, delivering performance that is truly proven off-road.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life Channel.
I definitely recommend them for new floors.
They made it so easy.
It looks like a whole new house.
Great service, great prices.
Want a recommendation before you buy new carpets or floors? Don't take our word for it, just listen to our customers.
And they guarantee their work for life.
Flooring America, where friends send friends. Select pet-friendly, kid-friendly, oops-friendly carpet and floors are on sale now.
Family means something in these parts. Family owned and operated means even more. At Rose Tractor, you're buying more than a product. You're buying years of knowledge through multiple generations. It means you can count on Rose for quality products, quality repairs, and folks who stand behind the products they sell. From your job site to your home, to rentals and repairs, to new outdoor power equipment, Rose Tractor is growing with you throughout the years. Rose Tractor, quality brands you can trust year after year.
And we're back. It's 47 minutes after the hour, part two of our conversation segment of this program. A couple of high school seniors are ready to go out and be the next generation of leaders. That's the plan. Anyway, the lovely lady to my immediate left you might be familiar with because she was an Apple Blossom Top 10 Royal candidate. Took home some hardware on that Saturday night too, if I remember correctly. Bryn Sherrill is to my immediate left, and Devin Schneider on my far left are both seniors at the River Academy. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you. Let's get caught up with you real quick. Let's go back to the Stimmill Growers Grand Parade. Was it fun?
It was so much fun. It was so cool to just ride in the parade and like see people you know in the crowd and just be able to wave, and it was so much fun.
Did you go to the parade?
No, I had baseball.
Okay, we're just going to talk to you then. Shauna, you're Marketing and Developmental Director of the River Academy, got a hold of me a couple of weeks ago via email, explained what's going on and why we'd like to have these two people on my show. Explain what's going on and what you're doing on my show.
All right, so as seniors at the River Academy, we do something called Thesis. And so that starts at the end of our junior year. And basically it is a 20 to 25 page paper that we do as our senior thesis. And we get to do it on a topic of our choosing. And then we, at the end of your senior year, well, kind of in April, you end up giving a presentation with a PowerPoint and just to enlighten people on what you've spent the whole year studying. And then after you do that, then you move into Poesis, which is what we're here today to talk about. And that's basically putting our thesis into action and really just showing the research we've done and what you can do to help us along with that.
And the big difference this year is that you guys are actually doing this in public. Usually you would just do this in your classroom setting, right, with your fellow students, but you want people to see the good work you're doing, so anybody can come check this out, right?
Yeah, like in past years, it's been like really like private, only like immediate family and like people at our school have come. But this year the seniors really wanted to open it up for the public to come in so a lot more people could see our ideas and thoughts and have a conversation with us and really just open up so really anyone could come and talk to us about it.
You told me off camera about an hour ago your thesis is?
Teaching Greek mythology in a Christian school.
That's pretty heavy-hitting stuff there, buddy.
Yes, it is.
Is Greek mythology in a Christian school, is that mutually exclusive? What's the challenge there?
The challenge that I found when researching my topic was like a lot of kids were influenced by documents and literature being written that had mythology, not exclusive to Greek. I focused on Greek because we had to narrow our thesis topic, but I found a lot of the current literary works are written with Greek gods and stuff like that, and a lot of kids were following those ideas, and I wanted to address that especially in our school. So that's why I chose my topic as such.
That's a big topic.
Yeah.
How many hours did you put into it?
Well, like Bryn was saying, in our thesis, it's like a 20 to 25 page paper, but there's a lot of steps that go along the way. Like you write an outline, do like 100 or something notes, and then a couple rough drafts, like 3 or 4 different rough drafts before your even final document is even started. And I have to say it's a long process, but well worth it in the end. As for hours go, I spent a lot of nights, 2 or 3 hours working on it, but you have a lot of time to work it. You have a year to do it, so.
Was there a constant vetting process with your teachers at the River Academy? You had to do progress reports, how you coming along?
Yeah.
So that was all part of it, so you knew they weren't slacking off, or, you know, it's May 12th, I better get to work on it.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, our rhetoric teacher, Mr. Howitt, has a really just amazing outline that really helps you from the end of your junior year, get you all the way to April when you're ready to give your presentation. And so as a junior looking at this outline, you're like, oh my gosh, there are tons of dates. It's like a new thing every week. And it's definitely overwhelming, but then he has the outline so well done that by the time you're a week before your thesis, you feel pretty prepared, which is pretty incredible that a teacher can plan that well for a whole year assignment.
As an Apple Blossom Top 10 candidate, you learned real quick about time management, didn't you?
Definitely.
And the same deal here, I suppose. You had to really understand how to take your time and make it, time management. And that's self-explanatory. So are you better at it now, bud, than you were a year ago?
Yes, I still procrastinate quite often, as students tend to do, but I've gotten decently better with high time management, especially with bigger projects.
Your thesis, your presentation, what's the topic and what are you doing?
So for my thesis, I focused on more like national women's health care and kind of just comparing different options that women have in America. But for my poesis, I decided to do it more based on the Wenatchee Valley. So I'm going to be talking about different healthcare centers in the Wenatchee Valley and really what they offer for women and which ones women should go and use.
Did you go and travel to these hospitals and the clinics around here, and you talked to gynecologists and people like that? Were they helpful? Were they part of it, or was it?
So for my thesis, I more just did research on like the internet, but I'm actually I had a meeting with Mrs. Bruner from Real Options last week, and then I'm hoping to go into Planned Parenthood and talk to them a little bit, and definitely just like compare the two and show for Wenatchee Valley which ones they should be using.
Did you any problem getting them involved? I mean, it was just you call them up and say, this is Brandon, this is what I'm doing, can you help me out?
Mrs. Bruner was super helpful, and she definitely wanted to talk to me right away. I haven't been able to reach out to Planned Parenthood yet, but I'm planning to do that actually today.
Why did they choose you two to come on my show? I mean, there's a lot of kids who go to the River Academy. How many kids have done this or doing this at the PUD auditorium on the 22nd? How many kids are involved in this?
There's 12.
12.
Yeah, 12
And yet they
seniors.
chose you two to come on this program. Are you being punished, or do you feel good about it?
Well, kind of a mix of both. They asked me first before Devin. But
I was a third option, so the guy who was going to speak had his wisdom teeth out, so he's recovering, as he says. And then our teacher asked the next two guys who were sitting there, and the one guy didn't want to do it, and I said I would. So that's how I got chosen. I was like, third option.
For your future career plans, is teaching Greek mythology in a Christian school environment your career choice, or
No, it's not the field I necessarily want to go into. It's something I know a lot about because a lot of a personal study I did in it from time when I was third grade all the way up to like freshman year. I did a lot of in-study on it, but it's not what I want to do with my life. I have other plans for that, but it's something I really heavily know about. like in class last year, my teacher would ask me questions about mythology when it came up in class.
It's so much easier how school is if you're really into what it is you're doing. You know, I had 2 classes I was decent at, English and history, and math. I mean, it was like, oh God, I hate math. I think, are you going to Wazoo? I'm trying to remember. Where are you going to school after this?
I'm going to Whitworth.
Whitworth, that's
Yes.
right, in beautiful Spokane.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So, any idea what you're going to do at Whitworth? And what are your career plans?
I'm planning to major in elementary education. So my thesis doesn't really help me out with that directly, but honestly, I think just giving a thesis and giving a poesis and being able to come on talk shows like this and just speak about stuff we're passionate about is going to help out both of us in the long run.
Well, I didn't ask you what's your career plans. You just said you're not going to teach Greek for a living. So
I'm planning to go to the University of Idaho and hopefully study in like either forestry or biology there. Really concentrate on the sciences. And while mine may not be as heavily as Bryn's is, and like the thesis can help me with like speaking and writing is so much, where mine helps is like it helps me with the application, like more so with the poesis that we're doing, the application of applying something to your life and how that can really affect you. So,
both of you spent your entire academic career so far at the River Academy, correct? For the most part.
I actually have gone in between private school and public school.
And you?
And I have been there for 12 years, but I play sports for other schools.
Right. The River Academy has a fascinating approach to education. Talk about the River Academy. It's a cool place, isn't it?
Yeah. So I actually left as a freshman and I went to Eastmont High School and I completely loved it. I loved public school, I loved the social and everything. But I found myself at the high school, even though I had incredible teachers that taught me amazing things, that I was missing the relationship and just the way that the River Academy teaches. I'm very much an oral learner and just being able to have conversations and talk about social issues and problems, which is something the River is really keen on. So that's something that I've loved, is just the way that the teachers they want you to become knowledgeable, as any teacher does, but at the River, they guide you in a way to have you ask the right questions and be able to form your own opinions about things.
Second question for you. I mean, has your career at the River Academy gone? Is it what you were, I mean, you spent almost your whole life there.
Yeah, I spent 12 years there since first grade. Well, I can't really top what Bryn just said, but one of the things I've really enjoyed there is as a first grader, you know the seniors, and as a senior, you know the first graders, and you know almost all those kids coming up. Like, we spent a huge chunk of time getting to know them from, like, as seniors, we do first grade reading buddies, where we go down to the first grade and interact with them and read with them, just so we can get to know them and help them. And that's something during my time at the River I've really enjoyed, just having a community aspect where everyone knows everyone, and you get along with everyone because everyone's your friend there.
And my guess is the student-to-teacher ratio is very low.
Yes.
And that helps, right?
Yes. Our teachers, they're constantly there to be able to help us with anything. Ms. Z, who's our teacher for apologetics and for poesis, she's definitely reached out to us senior girls, and she's definitely a person that we can just send her a text and she's willing to meet with us right away. And just incredible to have that type of mentorship within our school and like as a teacher.
In the brief time we have left, about a minute, let's go right back to the beginning where we started out, this topic right here. Give people all the information, how long is it going to be, how much does it cost, where it's going to be, all that stuff. Fill in the blanks.
It's completely free, and then it's 8 to 10 minutes, right?
We'll be talking for around like 8 to 10 minutes or so per person.
And there's 12 presentations.
There's 12 presentations, okay. So I think it's like 5:30 or so is when it starts at the auditorium.
Douglas County PUD Auditorium.
Yeah, and it's open to anyone to come. There's no set, you can't come at all. It's anyone who wants to. And like Brent said, it's free. So.
And this is the first time you've done this in this kind of environment, which is a cool thing.
Yeah, usually we just have it at the school, but as Devin said earlier, we really want to get people that wouldn't usually hear our opinions there and just be able to make it open for anyone. So as he said, we're going to be talking for the 8 to 10 minutes, but then we're going to give away, pass out little cards. So if you have questions about our topics or you want to talk out more, you can give us a call or email us to be able to get us more involved.
Sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
It really does. It sounds fascinating. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for being on the show. And by the way, in case you're curious about maybe sending your future pupil to the River Academy, it might be something good to check out. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Say hi to Jimmy for me.
I will.
All right.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.